This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Okay, here is also the Kever of Rabbeinu Tam, Rabbeinu Yaakov bar Meir. We mentioned that the Rosh writes in a tshuva, this is quoted by the Am Shel Shloimeh in his Hakdama to Baba Kama, that Rabbeinu Tam was the greatest of all the Rishonim, b'chachma u'v'minyan, even greater than the Rambam. I want to tell you a few important nekudas. Rabbeinu Tam, where did the name come from, Rabbeinu Tam? Firstly, he was Yaakov, Rabbeinu Yaakov, and he was Yoshev Oholim. As we mentioned, he supported his whole yeshiva. The Am Shel Shloimeh writes that he had at all times 80 balei ha'toisvis that sat before him. But there's an incredible pshat of why he's called Rabbeinu Tam. In the Toichacha, one of the klalos of the Toichacha, we're going to be walking over there, so we have to just clear out this area. But one of the klalos of the Toichacha is going to be is that Vitam Larik Koichachem, that the Ribono Shel Olam will deplete in emptiness your strength. What's that referring to? The Sifri says that what that refers to is if somebody marries off their daughter, and then the guy dies right away. So the family gave the guy a big dowry. The guy they paid for an apartment, and they paid for all the equipment, and the guy passes away, or the daughter passes away, and the guy walks away with all of the family's wealth. So that's v'tam lorik koichachem. Comes Rabbeinu Tam. Rabbeinu Tam says, not right. The family just married off the daughter, gave the guy all of his money, all of their money, and the family's going to walk away. So Rabbeinu Tam made a takana that unless someone is married for 5 years, all the money of the dowry goes back. So Rabbeinu Tam put an end to the klal of the Toichacha, v'tam lorik koichachem. That's where he got his name, Rabbeinu Tam. Now, Ramerrupt was in the heartland of the Second Crusade. The First Crusade was in the year, anybody remember? Tatnu, 1095. Tatnu, 1095. Rashi lived in times of the First Crusade. Rabbeinu Tam was the grandson of Rashi. Now, some say that Rabbeinu Tam and Rashi saw the Rambam. That's not true. The Rambam is 20 years after Rabbeinu Tam. But Rabbeinu Tam is in the time of the Second Crusade. And in the time of the Second Crusade, the Crusaders came, and they came to Rabbeinu Tam, and they grabbed him, and they took his Sefer Torah, and they burnt it in front of him. They then took 5 spikes, and they put it on Rabbeinu Tam's head, whether they made holes in his head, and they're about to crucify Rabbeinu Tam. And all of a sudden, a nobleman came riding down on the horse, and this is someone Rabbeinu Tam lent money to, and he was kind with the payment, and he basically would slide with the guy, and the guy wanted to save Rabbeinu Tam's life, so he said, you know what? Why do you want to kill him? I'll get him to convert. You just give me a day, I'll get him to convert. So they went away, and he says, Rabbeinu Tam, get out of Ramerrupt. And in fact, that night, Rabbeinu Tam left his yeshiva in Ramerrupt. If you look in the writings of the Arzarua, it describes how the Rishonim came here after Rabbeinu Tam already had to leave Ramerrupt. In fact, some say that Rabbeinu Tam's view on certain things, on Christians, on Gentiles in general, changed as a result of this episode. In the Second Crusade was 1145. First Crusade, 1095 in time of Rashi. Second Crusade was 1145. Rabbeinu Tam lived from the year 1100 to 1171. So he lived quite a long life, especially for the Middle Ages.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.